All right, so I think we are good to go. We've got people from all over the place that we can see. So I think we are ready. We will just start. We are exactly at 35. Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all the educators joining us from all over the country and maybe global. So thank you so much. It's an absolute magic to see so many passionate minds in one room, especially on a Sunday evening. I know the schools have just begun and everybody is busy. So all driven by a single purpose that we are looking at, innovating, elevating the way we before we continue, I just have a simple request. If we can put Priyaji, if we can put the mics on, so it'll just smoothen the process. So that'll be one request. So today's session is a special collaboration between two GEGs. We're going to talk about it in a moment, what GEGs are, and All India Educators Forum, the AIEF. And thank you to Matthew, sir. We are very thrilled to bring you a deep dive into a game-changing frontier in education, which is Gemini Canvas. So before we jump into the tech area of it, you might wonder who we are, what brings us here together. Both of us are proud leaders with Google Educator groups, which are the GEG network. For those who are new to it, GEGs are globally independent run communities of educators who share a massive passion for bringing tech into the classroom. So here is the best part. We do it entirely voluntarily. So as
Are you able to hear me, or did we lose Harpreet? I guess we
I
lost
think
Harpreet.
Harpreet's video is stuck.
Yes, her video is stuck. So I'll just continue from where she was saying that we are a community of Google educated groups, and we do everything. All the sessions that we dive into, everything that we do is just to make the community of educators, our community, our fraternity, stronger in using the all the apps of Google, being tech smart, and also now that I have also started adding being AI smart as well, because that is the can I request you all to please turn your mics off? Aarti ma'am, could you turn your mic off, please? Can we turn our mics off, because that is going to right? So continuing from what we all do, no problem, Aarti, no problem. It's just that the others weren't able to hear much. So we are a group of educators, and the prime motive, like I shared, is just to make the community better. And today, what we are going to dive into, what we are going to learn, what we are going to explore together is the Canvas, which is one of the apps, a very, very strong feature of Gemini. How many of you are aware of Gemini? Almost all, with a thumbs up. Yeah, I can see that all of us almost are aware of what Gemini is, how what Gemini does. But also, can I ask how many of us know that Canvas is one of the core apps of Gemini that can really, really help take our workflow getting to be much better, much faster? How many of us know about Canvas? Do we do that? Do we know that? In the meantime, I'm going to admit some guests. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
So, Najit ma'am, I'm back.
Yeah,
I am
good.
so
Good.
sorry. It is technology, and the day you really need it, it just bounces back on you. So, apologies for that. I'm going to start from where we left. So, I said we are doing it out of pure love for learning. The shared mission is to empower our fellow teachers, and that's
I think we lost her again. Never mind. I'm going to dive into, and I'm going to continue with what we are going to talk about today. So, something that the next thing that comes in is AI in education. So I hope you will all agree with me when I say that for hundreds of years, the school served as our library, right? And our job as teachers and principals was just to guard the books and hand out the information. And if a student wanted to know something, they had to come to us. And today, this library is in their pockets. If we spend 40 minutes of our class periods just delivering content, then we are competing with a supercomputer. And teachers, we are going to lose every time. So, artificial intelligence is something that is shifting the classroom from a library where we store facts to a lab where we build things. So, in a lab, you just don't read about chemicals, you mix them, right? So AI is something that allows us to mix ideas, data, and creativity in a way that was impossible maybe 3 years ago. So we are definitely moving from content delivery, the task of content delivery, to creation, right? So before we go any further, I just want to clear up a common myth, which is Google is mistaken for AI. Google is not AI. When you type a question into Google, you are always using a search engine. Google is for job retrieval. It will look at billions of existing work pages and say, I found these 10 links that someone else wrote. Go and read them. So if I want to find out, for example, I would want to ask them, what is Gemini Canvas? So the Google is going to give me 10 links of this is Gemini Gemini. Somebody has done a video on it, another one has done a podcast on it, and there has been data written on it. Go and explore. So Google is like a librarian, as I was mentioning earlier. It knows where the books are, but it did not write them. And it won't help you write yours as well. Well, on the other hand, artificial intelligence is a generative AI. That's a reasoning engine, I call. That's the term I love using for AI, which is a reasoning engine. It doesn't just point to a link. It has read the entire library and has synthesized the question or synthesized the information. So when you ask AI a question, it just does not find an answer for you. It constructs one word by word specifically for you. And that is why the classroom is shifting. If our students only needed to find information, Google was more than enough. But now that AI can the process and create information, we have to move our children from being researchers to being creators. So we are moving from the library retrieval to library synthesis, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to all of us? Right? So one by one, I'm just going to dive into what are the action points, what is the context, and how both AI and Google are different. Like one I said is a search engine, another is a reasoning engine. So for example, I want to read something, Google is going to point out to where that exactly is, to already what exists already. But for AI, it creates something new from what it knows. One other thing which I find in AI which is better is that Google is going to forget your last search instantly. It might be in the history, but history also gets replicated. It gets replaced. It's get overwritten after a period of whatever you have decided, 30 days, 40 days, whatever it is. But AI is going to remember your conversations and it is going to build on it. So, for example, I have I want to find information about the how to construct lesson plan. I do it today, and after 10-15 days, I come back to saying that I do remember that I asked you how to make lesson plans. There is something new that I want to write in the lesson plan. Can you help me do that? So instantly AI is going to refer to the search that was done or to the construct that was done 10 days back, and it is going to relate the previous search to your new search and construct information for you, right? So Google gives you a list of sources, but AI can give you a finished product, say essays and code and lesson plans, right? So again, I'm repeating, like for our century, the classroom was built around content delivery. The teacher was just the source, the textbook was the map, and the student was the traveler. But now that map has expire, what do we use when we travel? Come on, tell me, what has that map been replaced with? Am
GPS.
I getting it? Absolutely, it has been replaced by a GPS. So AI in education isn't just a new way to search for things. It is a system that simulates, I would say, human reasoning, especially for our children. So think it in this way. For example, you are a chef. So you want to prepare a meal today. So you go to the Google and say, I want to prepare this. It will give you 10 different, maybe YouTube links or recipes or something. But AI will provide you an environment where you are allowed to also think. Say something, Google cannot help with, oh my God, I forgot to get onions specifically today. I cannot redo my meal. So AI will say, no problem. You can just type in with AI and say, I have forgotten onions. What do I do? Is my meal going to suffer? So AI is going to be with you like a chef every step of the way, telling you, no onions, no problem. Let's look at the problem some other way. Without onions, also this meal can be created, maybe some other way. So, what all do you have? Do you have this? Do you have that? Let's create. This is why Google is different from AI. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense when we say that AI, Google is not AI, right? Very nice, very, very nice. So, this is the synthesis, this is a scenario wherein I say they are very, very different. Another thing that is very, very important when we talk about how to use AI is prompting. Do you get my point? How to use the prompt, how to shift from weak prompts to stronger prompts, from lazy prompts to very, very, what do you call, powerful prompts. Prompt engineering is one way that is really, really going to make your resources, make your search absolutely stronger. I'll come in a minute. I think Gitika has raised her hand. Is there anything, Gitika, I can help you with?
Yeah, ma'am, could you please do slideshow? I want to read what you have written in the slides, please.
I can share the slide with you
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
laterwards, right? Does that work? I can
Yes,
share
ma'am.
the slide deck, no problem at
Yeah.
all.
Okay.
So as I was saying, prompting is very, very important. How to write, how to do stuff, and how to reach to a definite, what do you call, conclusion. So for prompts, what do we use? You can use a pretty let me give you an example. Let's start with an example. We are all educators. We always start with prompting, right? We always start with the examples. We always teach with example, lead with example. So for example, I have completed 5 days in the school. It's Friday evening, weekend has come, I'm very tired. I just hop on and I tell GPS, take me some to a nice place. The GPS does what? Takes you to a nearest restaurant, nearest park, the nearest nicest thing that the GPS sees. But is that restaurant to your taste? You want to only have a cup of coffee, and it has, brought you to a Mughlai place. It has brought you to a fine dine premium restaurant, and you would say, "I never asked you to do this," and then GPS would say, "But you never told me what to do. You just asked me for a place. I've brought you to a place. You have to give me proper instructions." If you I tell that to my teachers also. Instructions are very, very important. The better the instructions, better the communication of information, right? For example, you give a prompt, give me quiz on history. The AI is going to show a very generic quiz about, say, American history, world history, this history, that history. But why do we fail there? Why do we fail? We fail because we didn't tell the AI what that quiz is going to contain, right? So, for that, we have a beautiful framework known as Rhodes Framework. RODES. Rhodes Framework. It's here. So, while doing the prompt engineering, right, we have to define the role, the objective, the details, example, and style. Now, like I said, you have to tell AI that you don't have to work as AI. You have to work as something else, right? So that way, the the prompting is going to work much, much, much better for you. Yes.
Ma'am, excuse me. Some are still in the waiting room, I suppose, ma'am. We are getting messages.
Sorry.
Please, some are in the waiting room, I think, ma'am. Will you please check it out?
Sure.
Ma'am, it's sorted. You can continue.
Okay, you there? I thought I was going to
Yeah.
resolve it myself. All right.
Okay.
No problem. So we were talking about the roads prompting, prompt engineering, the role, the objective, the details, and stuff like that. So what does prompts do? What do prompts do? For example, I'll give you one example because I'm a principal, I'm a director. I'll give you my example, and then we can take an example from the point of view of educators, which the educators are going to build on their own. That's a little exercise for them as well when we finish this. For example, there a water pipe burst in the school, and the school is delayed by 2 hours. Okay, and now we need to inform the parents, we need to inform the staff, we need to inform the support staff that the school is going to be delayed by 2 hours, so that everybody does not come to the school and waste their time, neither the children nor the teachers nor the support staff. So what do? I tell AI, okay, give me an email very quickly that says that the water pipe has burst, and I'm going to tell the parents that please don't come send your children for 2 hours. Did you define what kind of email you are going to write? Did you define what kind of tone the email is going to use? Did you define, when I say 2 hours, when will the buses be running? Is the breakfast going to be served in the morning for the children or not? Are they going to have only lunch? Or if they need some snacks, they are going to bring the snacks from home. Do you understand? So all these details are not in the email because you haven't defined a role. So what do I do with R? R is the role that you tell AI that please behave like a calm, composed, empathetic school principal, and then write an email. Do not consider yourself AI, right? Now, what is the objective? The objective of writing this email is that we have to make an announcement for a 2 hour weather delay or a workplace delay or whatever delay, kind of delay that we are talking about here. The details are, why is the delay? When are the classes going to begin? When are the buses going to run? Either we are going to serve this food in the school or not? Something like that. The examples are, now here comes the memory of AI. I will give the example. Please use the same community first, children first tone that we used in the last email, which I usually write to the parents. And then the sense check is, you are going to check this with me before you finish the mail. So wait, before you finish, check if the math for the bus pickup times is making sense. Check for 2 hour delay only. Check for whether the parents are going to come and drop all the children to school. Check whether the buses are going to travel or not. So there are lots of checks and lots of things that are going to be done. So this is how you define your prompting, and this is how we engineer our prompts. Another maybe example of how the principal wants to send a few good mails to the teachers who have been doing great things, right? And she wants to write 5 unique mails. So if my 5 teachers have done 5 different things, what am I expected to do? Write 5 unique mails, right? But I can create a template saying that create one template for all 5 and give me the space where I can use different two-liners for different teachers for their different tasks. So please act as a chief talent officer of the school, not as a principal. I am a chief talent officer. I focus a lot on staff retention, their morale, their their work, and I want to wish them all the best for the future as well. Also give them accolades, a shout out for good things that they have done. So give me 3 different shout out templates. It is going to give you 3 templates, and only one template also if you want, and leave space for the space holder for, okay, you can give specific teacher. The one teacher has reached out to the parent, and the conflict was resolved very nicely, very calmly, very quietly. The other one was doing a very good activity in the class, so I don't have to go on writing three different emails for three different teachers. I'm getting one with a placeholder. So you have to give proper prompts. So input in, input out, garbage in and garbage out. So if you give garbage prompts, you will get garbage output. But if your prompts are good, if your prompts are engineered, if your prompts are according to this framework of roads, definitely you can get a lot better output in a lesser number of amount of time that is usually required by AI. Does that make any sense to you? Does this this prompting make any sense? Yeah, nice. So let's do one thing. Let's create an exercise. One of you, any one of you, give me one problem that you face in your class, and we are going to do a prompt engineering to that. Anything that as an educator you feel that I do something like this, and it takes a lot of time, and I need my prompts to be proper, to be able to lesson plans. Of course, the first thing was going to be lesson plans. So give me,
Or we can create worksheets
we can
also.
create worksheets as well. So I'm just going to go with one of the, so the first, one of the examples, just to save time. I'm going to go with lesson plans and worksheets simultaneously. We can do that. So for the lesson plans, what do you give? What is the first prompt that you give? Now, according to the roads framework, if you can alter your prompts, I know you were giving them prompts. Give me lesson plan for class 3. I need it on nouns, and make a worksheet also. It should be for a 40 minutes period, and done, right? But if you want to do a roads framework, what is your R going to be when you make lesson plans? Anyone? All right, Purvi, I'll share lesson plan with you also for kindergarten as well. We are not creating lesson plans. We are just creating a prompt engineering kind of turning
So you
lazy
are an
prompts to.
educator. You are an educator of that particular class.
So,
Ma'am,
yeah. So the
you're
role,
a teacher. Teacher.
you are a teacher. So you tell AI, please act as an English teacher of grade 3 who has to make a lesson plan on nouns. So you tell AI how to act. What is your role today? You are not AI anymore. You are a teacher. Next thing is objective. So what will be the objective? Come on, quickly, quickly, quickly. We can build on this.
To make a lesson
Lesson
plan of a
plan.
particular subject or a particular topic.
Yes. So your objective is, please make a lesson plan for class 3 subject nouns, right? What are going to be the details now? Yeah.
Types of noun.
What are going to be the details? What are you going to teach?
Types of noun.
Okay, details are, you want to teach types of noun. Okay, one detail. Second detail, what is going to be the length of the class? How do you want to teach? What is going to be the length of the time period? Say 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Another detail can be, yeah. What other details can be used? We can also tell, make differentiation. Please take into consideration the differentiation aspect when you are making lesson plan. So there are 20 children in my class who are average. There are 10 who need a little more of hand holding, and there are 5 who are touching to the borderline of being a genius as well. They're really, really good. They complete their yeah work in time. So you have to tell them the lesson plan should be according to that detail. And somebody has also written experiential learning. I totally am for experiential learning, and IPL, that is inquiry based learning. So my lesson plans when I was a teacher would be based on two things, right? Now this is one another thing I'll tell you. If you give them so many details, NEP aligned, CPSC aligned, this aligned, that aligned, you are confusing. If I tell you that you make a lesson plan which is NEP aligned, CPSE aligned, this aligned, that aligned, make a framework, make this, you are also going to get confused. Just remember that today your AI is serving as a teacher, not AI anymore as your assistant. Don't confuse it with these many details. Bring to the pointer, yes, AI is serving as a teacher. So do not confuse it with so many details. Stick to the less is more, right? So stick to the strict, or keep it short, keep it simple, the details that you really want. An example, what can be the example? The next thing, what can be the example? How can we use that example? I can also tell them that we can use the, now we can go use the tone in the lesson plan, which is easier for the children to understand. It should be the level of the child, and you can include worksheets. There can be 3 worksheets for with differentiation, and done. Got it? And then the style. What can be the style? The style can be, you are going to use differentiation, but make sure that the essence of the lesson does not get lost when you are making differentiated worksheets. So if you are making 3 types of worksheets for differentiation, then make sure that the main essence of the lesson does not get lost. You just have to make 3 different styles of worksheets for the 3 different styles of students. Do not make it go away with lots of details. So this is known as prompt engineering. Right from here, we are going to build very quickly onto how Canvas can help us do this prompt engineering to the best of what we can teach in the class.
Well, that was quite insightful, Narjeet ma'am. So now that we know we have the craft of a perfect prompt to get exactly what we need, where does it actually bring us, and how do we get those ideas to life? We have here today's star of the show, which is Canvas in Gemini. So if you've seen the Canvas interface, or the Gemini interface rather, you will see there are different sub parts of Gemini. And today we are going to focus on Canvas. So think of a standard AI interface as a chat window, like a conversation that keeps you scrolling. But when you're designing lessons, writing rubrics, or creating resources, we don't just need a conversation, we need a workspace. So that is where Canvas acts as an interactive side-by-side digital environment for us. And when you trigger it using the roads framework, or many people have also been used to hearing the parts framework, a dedicated window opens right next to your chat, and it allows you to draft and edit in real time. It iterates your collaboration, and you can also keep your context while separating your thinking space, which is the chat, from your creation space, which is the Canvas. And on the go, as you're going, it will exactly, you can guide it to get going on to changing the colors. Maybe you don't like the style of it, the tone of the presentation, or that object that has been created, or the tool that has been created for you. So without much ado, we're going to quickly dive in with few of our use cases. So we had a common demand, I would say, with your worksheets. I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start presenting my sheet and Canvas. So and voila. So here we are. So my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is. Yes, go ahead.
And here. So we have this first interface, and you can see on the left side of the screen, you've got your new chat. This is a new feature that has been added where you can search your chat, so you don't have to go through the list of chats. As you're aware, if you're using Gemini and ChatGPTs and other tools, it just keeps your history. You've got images. So of course, Nano Banana videos can be created. There are gems, there are notebooks now integrated into it. And these are some of your recent chats. This is your chat space. So this is where we have this plus sign, that's where you will choose the canvas. So we have to be very vigilant when we are doing it. Otherwise, it lands up to the same results. But if you want to make it better, you have to choose the canvas to dig in deeper. So here you go down, you have more tools, and in that you have canvas. So like I was mentioning, you've got some other features: deep research, creating your own music with your vibe of the class, the topic that you're doing, your guided learning. And right now we have got this personal intelligence, which is still in the labs. So you can explore all of that. And over the few sessions, like we said, as you'd seen in the flyer, this is our first session in this series that we would be conducting. So here we are taking the canvas, and rest we will be taking over through different sessions. So as soon as you choose that, the canvas is highlighted. To save time, I am putting a prompt right here, and I am going to also put that prompt into your chat space. We will be sharing a doc right after the session is over. So if you want to give it a hands-on as we are doing it, so feel free to do it, change your subjects, and we're going to just hit the submit button, press enter, or whatever you would call it. I can collapse this by clicking on this collapsible button. Because I chose canvas, my working space and my chat space will be opened together. So it's still refining it. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed as we started with the session with a bit of a goof up. I hope it doesn't happen again. So right here, we've got canvas in the background working on it. So it's finalizing everything. So it says create a structured worksheet on water cycle. Very common topic. I have divided it into sections. I want it to have a fill in the blanks with a word bank. I want a section 2 with a diagram placeholder with labels to fill in. So no more looking for actual sheets on Google, on Pinterest, on other apps. You can just directly create what you want, what's in your mind. So here you go. My split screen is there. My chat space is on the left, and my right space covers the actual framework of what I want. It also says it's creating my worksheet. It says a creative writing prompt if I were a raindrop. So I'm integrating a cross-curricular subject, so multidisciplinary, as the NEP calls it. We are talking about mixing our literacy class with our science. So we have all those things that can be created. It's still working on it. I'm assuming it will come soon. Here, there is a structure. It tells me open. And it is still, I will refresh my screen to refresh my prompt here. And it will show us soon. So once this is created, you will see you can always tweak in. Sometimes you can, it also can create at the same time a digital worksheet. So the more मीठा you put in your prompt, बोलते हैं ना पंजाबी में और हिंदी में हमारी तरफ बोलते हैं that जितना गुड़ डालोगे उतना मीठा होगा. So it's that sort wherein the more precise prompt you put, the more better results it gives. So I'm going to quickly go again. It is not taking my prompts today. My computer is really acting up. So we are going to just have a look at that. So while we are waiting, while this is generating, feel free to try it in your own space with the subjects, the class. Be specific to the lesson that you want. If you want to create it as an evaluation worksheet, like a quick assessment or formative feedback, feel free to do that. You want to emit or omit the creative writing part and add something else, please go ahead and do that. For any other topic that you want to add on to, for economics, it can be for any class and any topic that you would like it to be. So it is coming up. So while this is working, I don't have to sit at this prompt. So here it is still. Okay, there you go. So water cycle, Earl's endless journey. There's student name, date, class period. It's given me like a perfect sheet. An assessment sheet. It's given me a little introduction, a vocabulary, and a close activity where there is a word box given. So I've got a word bank. I've got fill in the blanks. This is a grade 3 worksheet. And then I've got a diagram and representation. I can ask the students to clarify it, clear it. I also have a diagram table that I want them to label. For example, what is C, what is E? So here it is. So we can say what is E, water cycle term and description of what's happening at this stage of water cycle. And here it is creative writing prompt, wherein you can tweak it right using I, my, you're giving some guidelines to the students how you want your writing to be presented as. And then this is a quick brainstorming that you want them to add on to before they start writing. It's a graded activity, so you have scores also. You can even ask it to generate the answers. Once this is done, very simple to share it is by clicking on this share button. You click on it, a link will be generated with a pop-up. You can directly share it through your social media. Imagine you're creating a newsletter for that matter. Link copied, and that's how easy it is that you can quickly share it with this. So this is something how it will look like once it's sent to the participants or your students. From this, let's say I change my mind. I have this create button right here on the top right. I will click on this create and it gives me a web page, an infographic, a quiz right from here, flashcards, and an audio overview. So I can even generate that, all this. So let's create a quick web page out of the worksheet prompt that I gave. So you don't have to go back and forth, open multiple tabs. It's everything is right there. So you can just change. So that's the beauty of Canvas. It's your open space. Keep generating it. While this is doing it, we will go out to our new chat. We don't have to sit back and wait for it. I can rename it. I can give it another thing. Right now, I can't do anything on it. I can just wait because everything is grayed out. If you see, the moment it's done, it will show me. Now, when the second version is given, so this is an interactive water cycle that I just created. We wanted a web page, if you remember. Once this is created, my scroll is activated. I can still go back to my previous activity here to back to my original prompt. This is my previous activity. So nothing gets dissolved, disappears. Everything is there as a history for you. If I, at this point, once my app is ready, I can even embed it by clicking on the code, copying. And if I have a website, my class website, we work a lot on Google Sites. If you want to embed it into your own ERPs and on your school or your organization's systems, you can do that by copying the code and embedding that code directly as a web page. You don't have to recreate anything, just copy, paste, and there you go. So that's how simple this works. We can
Shamini, we are going to repeat the steps. Don't worry. It's just that right now it is in the buffering stage, so we can't help it. But just wait for water cycle to come. Yeah.
So there, if you see this water cycle, this is a web page. Now I'm going to again click on share and it will create a link for me right here. We are going to all get on to giving you the prompts again on a doc or a PDF. You can copy paste, change your subjects according to your own needs, and you can present it. So here you go. I have just clicked on this. It has given me a landscape. I can click on energy and it has a hand on it. It will show me there are click areas. It clearly says click areas to explore. So my students have a digital sheet or a digital resource. I have a fall. Now you see nothing is working here. Okay. So I am going to, because it's still on a buffering stage, I can't see my chat space. So I will wait for it to explore. I click on assess. So there is an assessment for the students looking at that. I can click on this drop down and looking at this, it says dash is the primary source of energy that heats the water, earth, that heats Earth's water. So here it is the sun and it gives me instant gratification and answers to let me know whether I have achieved it or not. So there are questions. I didn't ask for it. I can reset my assessment and there it goes. The first one has gone. There is a word bank that I can use. However, that's all in the drop down right here. So when students are given this kind of resource, they know for an assessment, for an evaluation, now that we are heading towards a half yearlies. So if you give this tool to the students, they have a self assessment that they can do at home, prepare, and they know this is the expectation out of this topic or this chapter. I need to make sure this is important. You didn't have to plan this. You just have to put it in your prompt and it's all given. Look at this third one, apply. So this is application based. You say, imagine you're a single molecule of water. So you see, I just wrote a very basic prompt. The creativity was all addition by Gemini. So there is a mission checklist. The students can check at the end of it whether they know the states of matter, whether they can mention the liquids, the gas, the vapor, the process words that they need to know. These are 9 vocab words. Whether they can write, if there is anything that they need to do. And you can download it very easily. The moment you download it, it downloads as an HTML document. If I click on this right here, it adds on to my downloads and I can open it as a web page. So it's exactly how it will be shared with the students. You can add it into the Google Classroom. So I will quickly repeat at this point. I just here also can copy the contents of it and paste it somewhere else. If I need to embed this, I have this code. I just click on the code instead of preview. I click on the code. Here I will copy the contents, whatever is on the screen. It will automatically copy the content. The whole code will be copied. I can take it to any place and just embed.
So can you please show, Harpreet, like you're making the Google sites, like you said for your school. So can you just show me once how you're making Google site with this? I want to ask that.
1 second, I will take you to sites. And I'll open a previous existing site.
In the meantime, okay.
Yeah, it's right here. So if I go to my sites, it's just opening. I'll open any sites that I have right here. These are the Google sites, sites.google.com. So let's say I have this English department site. Now in this, I have, this is a very easy site, a simple site that we've created. Again, these are some of the goals. Now here, let's say I have teaching resources. Let's imagine I need this embedding sheet. Imagine this is a resource bank for students. Here on the right side of the site, you have something called embed. I am going to click on embed and it says I can add a URL. If you remember, we had copied the URL that I had shared on your chat space in Google Meet. Here, if I click on embed code, I will just go Control V. The entire code that I copied as copy contents has been embedded. I click next. And my web page that I just created for the water cycle will be inserted right here. Look at that. And it is really clickable. Let me show you. I click on insert. And now it's inserted onto the page I wanted it to be. So right here, I can give it a size by resizing the handles. And then if I go to the preview, little TV right here, I click on the preview. This is what the access person, whoever is accessing my site, the students here in this case will have all of this. Look, we have added the rubrics. We've added also. This is my water cycle. If I say assess, they can assess the tools the way it was. Sorry, did I go somewhere else? Yeah. So it's right here. I clicked on assess. All the buttons are still working. It's an active site, a web page that I can use. I click on apply. I can still type, my name is Julia, whatever. And
How did you come up with that name? Such a different name.
one of my students.
Students, of course.
Yeah. So that's how you can just keep it going, and it comes to you as a saved tool to come back to it. So I hope the embedding is also sorted. Now another interesting tool, or rather something that interesting you can do with the canvas. So one way you could create a sheet, create your, you can even create an audio overview with the same tool. So here I'm going to take another quick.
Can I add something that whatever the pages are created, whatever codes are created, whatever plans are created, worksheets, lesson plans, whatever you're creating, they are directly, they can be directly exported to Google Docs as well. So you do not have to copy paste. If I can share my screen, I'll show you. Can I share my screen, Harpreet?
Just in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I'll give this to you once you're done. So park your idea. because I'm not sure whether I'll be able to share again or not.
Yeah, yeah.
So here I've pasted the next prompt, which says design a text layout for a monthly school letter. Let's say you are in charge of a year group and you have to generate those monthly school letters. So I've randomly named it as LFID. That's my school I work with. So LFID Chronicle. I needed to have placeholders for the principal's message, for student of the month, STEM lab updates. You've got some upcoming holidays, any birthdays that you celebrated, any upcoming or sorties and outings that you take your students to, field trips. I wouldn't want it to use the emojis as bullet points to make it engaging. So again, I chose Canvas, not to forget that. And I will hit my enter or submit button. And this time I wanted to create a layout. And each time this is added, you can always add to your template whatever you want. It says I have designed a vibrant, highly structured markdown layout of the LFID Chronicle. Again, this newsletter is a big affair in many schools, and this is a regular affair, I would say. So once this is done, again, this is very interesting while it's coming up. I'm just showing you, we are very short of time. So we are going to just show you what are the things you can do with Canvas. So we've got an idea of, it's still working on the layout. While it is working, you can use an edit. Where is it? It doesn't want to work in the first go for some reason. So I will copy again, Canvas again. Aaj naraz hai Google Meet se. I think I've used it way too much in past 24 hours. So there you go. LFID Chronicle is on its way. And as it is happening, once you have the colors, you can even ask it to add your organization's logo. You can add something,
Yeah,
just
brand
keep typing
colors.
in the chats that you want to and add colors to it. You can add at this point, if I want to create. So this is where I'm repeating the steps. Somebody had asked in the chat space to repeat. Once you create one resource, there is this blue button highlighted with a drop down. This is where you click. You have an option to create and turn this entire newsletter into a web page. You can create an infographic like a poster. Now, these days, I have become very lazy and dependent on Gemini. I have a lot of posters, and as teachers and educators, we have to build onto our display boards in classroom, outside in the corridors. So I use it a lot to generate those and print it onto A3s. And then join those A3s into 4 parts. It becomes a big poster and it's right there. So instead of making those posters or chart papers, this has come really handy. If you have a quiz, now we don't want to quiz on a newsletter, any flashcards that you want. Again, if you want to create, remember we had created the water cycle. If you want to create flashcards or water cycle, do give it a prompt saying create flashcards. Once you click on this, create flashcards. Give it an option that on clicking, it should be turnable. The answers should be there, flipping the flashcards. It's again there. An audio overview of the entire lesson that you have created the prompt for can be generated. So all are the possibilities that you can create. My newsletter is here. There's the principal's message, focus area of the month, and you've got the student of the month highlight. I have just asked it to create again. It's creating into an infographic. Let's see. Every time it creates something, it really gets excited and says it's an app that you can use. This is an infographic that you can create. Let's say in economics, you are talking about the population and the growth and the GDP. Infographics come really handy. The data is right there. You can ask it to use some PDFs that you have from internet or from your resource library that you have. Look at that. This is more beautiful. So LFID Chronicle Volume 1 issue, you've got the principal's message, you've got the reading marathon, and you've got some answers to give it. And here you've got something that you have the student of the month. This becomes more presentable rather than you dragging, dropping boxes. This becomes very monotonous. This is quite easy. Here you go. You've got the scientific takeaway. You've got these important dates and roadmap. I didn't give it that vocabulary, but it just added being very sensible. Gemini, this is what it adds to it. And here it gives me also the date, the generation of it, and the LFID Chronicle. So there's an exhibition that's coming up and where it is. All that can be edited. So I think that's pretty much it. One last thing I'm going to showcase, which is like a wow element, is a web page. So right here, we have a new chat. I have a sports day coming up. It's like a real hit in my school, and it's all for the sports teachers or for any teachers who have got an upcoming event, a Diwali Mela coming up, an exhibition that's coming up, a science fair or a science day. So I'm going to copy paste this prompt right here. Even copy pasting is taking time, you see. It is really testing my patience. So right here, I have the star of the day, the canvas. I should not forget that. And I click on submit. Now I'll share the same prompt with you onto your chat space. Have a look at that. So here it says for our sports day 2025, you can change it to 2026. Digital hub on Gemini Canvas. We need a single dynamic web page that brandishes the theme Ignite the Spirit with a powerful hero image, a countdown timer, the date and the venue immediately capturing the attention. There should be a highly visible register now button for the participants and a separate volunteer here button. So Gemini, while it's creating it, the canvas, we are going to also, once it's there, let's say if it has come. Yes, it has. It is coming up. It's building my interactive web page, and I am hoping it will be a good one. Right here, you can't imagine a website, the whole web page, a clickable web page is considered a super tedious task with coding and all of that, but this just with a simple prompt, and it was a very layman prompt. I said the title, I said the date, I said I need a register now button, I need a volunteer button, I have to have a Google form that will be linked to that where my data will be stored when people register here. So that is exactly where it would be. So there is a digital hub that's coming up. Look at that, the beautiful data. So here it says Ignite the Spirit. There is a register now button. There is a volunteer button. So right here, if I click on it, look at that. A volunteer registration form is generated. I can even in my chat space give a Google form link or any other link that you want your registrations to go to. It is telling me October 25th, 2026, Titanium Sports Arena. That's the name of my sports. Here, if you think that's not, you can ask it to change it. If you've got a sports field, any area that you name it as, it tells me how many days to go for it, how many hours, register now, volunteer. These same buttons, again, the clickable buttons are right here. I have that. I have the whole sports day guide for me. There is an event timeline right here, which is follow the fire. You've got the gates open for warm up. There is a drop down. There is an opening torch ceremony, which remarks the chief guest and the torch lighting. Same can be for any event that you're conducting in your school. There's a venue map right here. This again, you can change it to your edition in your text space, chat space. Again, add what you want to add by tweaking it, and it will be able to change that for you. Then you've got up here the rules of the games, because it's a sports day. So there are three main events. You've got athletics and sprinting, you've got tug of war, and you've got 4x100 relay. So what are the compliances people have to take care of? And all of that is right here. And this is a little fun fact which Google added on for us. It said by sports day committee, and you've got the entire web page to you. Here I can download this at this point. Again, I can use the code to embed it. Or if I click on this, share, it will give me the link and I can share this exactly the way I want, the way it is with my parents. If I don't like the black color, I can write, oh, make it very bright, any theme that you have a color for, and share this link with your participants or with your parents to inform them and in the email. Which students who wants to register can be in your Google Classroom or any other LMS that you use. You can always use that. So the The idea is the options and possibilities are endless. We can create a web page, we can create drag and drop activities. You can just ask it to create a drag and drop activity on fractions, for example, which represent a part of the circle, and then have a review with grade 4 students. You can also have, flashcard content, for example, a chemistry or a periodic table, and you can ask it to generate a list of, can we ask people to mute, please? We are almost at. So you can ask them to generate, for example, noble gases front where an element symbol and atomic numbers need to be matched. You can also create rubrics for students if they have a task or an assignment for a science project, let's say, and they have to have a rubric that they have to follow, which can be coding efficiency. It can be a robotics, for example, project wherein you have got the criteria of innovation, teamwork, presentation, what is the level they are at, the novice level, the apprentice level, are they an expert or a practitioner. You can even use it for coding in computer science, wherein you can ask it to write a Python code or some data analysis wherein they need to write a code to make a graph. So ask Gemini itself to create these prompts. These are the prompts that you can ask Gemini. I want this create a perfect prompt for me for a 45-minute lesson for blah blah class and for whatever subject, and it has to have a differentiation, as Dr. Narjeet had mentioned. So all this really comes very handy and very useful for all of them. So with this, I think I am done. Narjeet ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, just a little bit more. I think we are running out of time, so I'll just add just last 5 bits to how we can. If I can share my screen, I'm not going to go into the details of how more prompts can be created, but I'm just going to go into, if my screen is visible.
Yes, it is. Go ahead.
So I'll just go into the details of, for example, this is the website that had been created. This is the rubric assessment as to, I had created that using the codes and the preview, how you can create rubrics for marking and correction. So for one can be innovation, second can be presentation, teamwork. So this was about the coding assessment portal. So what you can do is that the last thing that I was trying to show is, if you come down to your screen at here, you see
Hello,
three
excuse
dots.
me.
3 dots always means there is something more to
Can you
explore,
please
more to see, more to learn. So whenever you see these 3 dots, do take into consideration
mute?
that there are.
Nothing is audible, ma'am. Can you please mute all?
Ma'am, I think Dr. Narjeet has dropped down. Miss Priya, can you please put your screen on mic on mute, please?
I suggest Harpreet ma'am, you can mute everyone because Priya ma'am is not here.
I'm trying to mute it. It says only she can mute herself for some reason. I don't know. I dropped from the first instance, so I'm not, I think, able to do that.
So can you please remove at least her from the call?
I am trying to do that as well, sir. I tried all options. She's on mute, yeah.
Yeah, great.
Perfect. So Dr. Narjeet has dropped out from the call. So basically what she's trying to, I will share my screen. So right here, she was on a rubric. So I may not have the same prompt right away, but on the rubric that we had created. So let me show you quickly the rubric. Just give me a second. I'm showing you the rubric that we have right here. So here it was a rubric on your capstone robotics project. So right here, if I click on this, I'm going to choose the canvas. I'm going to create.
ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಭಾಳ ಬಿಟ್ಟೊಂದೆ.
So right here. So it is creating a rubric from me. It says create a detailed table-based rubric for grading for a robotics capstone project. So right here, if you see at this point, one more thing we want to iterate here is the moment something is there, it is editable. It is absolutely something that you can change. I have something which has been generated as per my prompt, but also Gemini has added its input. So if you see the scroll bar right here, this tells you you can change the length of this rubric. So if, for example, I'm not happy with this. 1 second. This is an editable space that you have. So nothing that is copy pasted. 1 second. I'm going to take the whole thing right here. I have got the scroll bar. It says change the length. The moment I do that, my rubric expands to just the length. I want to make it shorter. I want to make it very short, a little long, and a very long presentation rubric explanation. So I want to make it shorter. I will click on that and my rubric, for example, will become shorter as to what it was. I will do the same for this and I will make it again shorter. So the idea to tell you is you can always change the tone. You can change the style of the rubric or any text for that matter, any paragraph that it gives you in the canvas space. And that will be, look here, if I hover over it, it tells me that I can change the length, I can change the tone, and I can suggest edits also. So that is all Canva can do for me, Canvas, sorry, can do for me within the space which is editable. So
also you do not have to go to and fro, like you do not have to jump up and down to see the first draft and then the change draft and then you come to the third level here itself, or because it gives you a separate window. The moment you change something, it is going to be reflected there and then. So that is also one advantage of using Canvas.
Ma'am, do you want to share your screen again?
Yeah,
There you go.
so if my screen is there, just give me a thumb.
Yes.
Yeah, we're there. So what we can do is here, if you want to, highlight something, change something, the moment you change it, the moment it comes up, the bar comes up, you want to ask Gemini also about it. That is another option, that is this true? Is there any scientific, because I don't want to give children something that I haven't found out or I haven't gone into the details of, which I don't want to give wrong information. So it is true. Is this scientifically, proven, or has it been cross-checked? I can ask Gemini there and then also. So it is also going to give me the details of, yes, what you're doing, what I have given you is right. And these are the details that the other people have given. Yes. And it is going to create more authentic data, which is ethical. We always talk about ethical data there as well. So one thing is that bringing to the close.
Narjit ma'am, at this point, if you can again show how to download the resource.
Yes. So what we can do is we can come down. Oh, come on. Will you see on the, your bottom of the window, you will see 3 dots, right? If you click on these 3 dots, my screen isn't moving much. If you click on 3 dots, you will see option export to docs. And if you export to docs, you will see open docs option is there. Now that option I clicked on, and see, I didn't have to copy paste anything from anywhere. The entire output that I had generated, the entire output that I had gotten there has got transferred to a Google Doc directly from there. Or you can also export it to a Gmail. So if you click on this, the draft is definitely going to be mailed to whosoever you want. For example, the website that Harpreet was showing a moment ago, if you want to share that directly with your management, say this is the kind of site I have included, these are the buttons, you don't have to go to Gmail, open Gmail, because everything here is interdisciplinary, as we call. Each app is connected. So from here, if I open my Gmail, you will see the entire details that I had created are going to be mailed immediately here from, without going or switching between the different apps of Google. So this is how strong Google app integration is. So this is one bit I just wanted to say and wanted to bring in. You can also see the listen to the entire thing, right? You can also listen to this is inclusivity, which I love. One feature which we love about Google is inclusive. It does not actually wait. We are getting too tired now, all of us. We do not have to wait for a second person or a third person to help us read it out to us, because we are not able to do that. So with being inclusive, I can also listen to the entire thing.
Yes, absolutely. That's a beautiful feature by Google, wherein inclusivity and accessibility are taken care of without a third person involved. So another way, ma'am, if you can show on the top right of download.
And another thing, which is the last bit that we can definitely do, that is, of course, translate into any other language that we want. We can definitely translate this into the languages which your school supports, be it Punjabi, be it Hindi, be it Odia. We can translate definitely. And the last bit that we can do with this is the last bit that we can do is I'm not able to. It is giving me some. Here we go. We can double check the responses as well. So if you want to double check the response, it is going to give you details of, is this true? Is this scientifically proven? So it is giving you all the details of, yes, this is true, where I have taken these details from. You don't have to worry, it has all been there. So everything. So this is the language that I had changed. And of course, the last bit that I was talking about was how we can go into making the response details, or finding out whether the responses are correct, or double check the resource of the response as well. So this was the last bit I just wanted to add to that.
All right. And with this, we are at the end. Ma'am, can you share the feedback form? We have a small feedback form followed by your certificates that you will get post the session. So I hope we were to some use. We will be uploading this recording as soon as it is processed onto the different GEG channels that we both have. So the introduction remain incomplete at that point. So we are leaders and founders of IIM for GEG Ludhiana, which is the Google Educator Group Ludhiana, and Dr. Narjeet is leading the Google Educator Group of Punjab and Amritsar. So we have our dedicated YouTube channels. You can always access them. There'll be posts shared with the recording as soon as it is processed in your various WhatsApp groups. Please do access them, and you have options of accessing previous sessions as well, and the upcoming sessions, as we will be hosting the series. We'd love to see your love, and love to see you join us again next time. Do fill in the feedback form and share anything that you look forward to learning from us. Once again, if you have anything that we've missed out on, or you can reach out to us directly. Do explore. Like I said, sky is the limit. The more you explore, Gemini adds on to its own element of fun and creativity. So it will always be wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on a Sunday. We know it's a working day tomorrow, and taking out time for yourself and for us to be there and part of this wonderful small little cohort. Thank you, Dr. Narjeet, for being there. And we can see Dr. Amit is there. I could see another GG leader for Delhi West. So he's always been there to encourage us. We've got Dr. KK sir, who's also there, leader and founder for GG Agra. That's what I could figure out. Anybody else? Big hello to all of you and have a lovely
You
evening.
missed me out.
Geetika ma'am, yes, of course.
Me too.
Smita ma'am, yes, I'm so sorry. Our
Harpreet,
She doesn't love us. She
Hello.
doesn't love us.
Oh, so no, we are a big Google team and a small family that we look forward to on different occasions. So looking forward to have everyone join in with this cohort, with this team, and join us. Empower yourself, empower us.
Thank you. It was wonderful. We loved it.
Thank you, Geetika.
Both of you rock, lovely ladies.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Geetika ma'am. I'm going to stop the recording. If anybody has any
Do send us some feedback, please. I guess you got the form link. The moment you fill this form, you will receive certificates in your mail, and please do leave some feedback for us. It would be lovely. Thank you so much.
There is no option of writing feedback there in the form.
Absolutely, that is missing.
Okay, you want that? Oh,
Yeah,
this is
it
the
should be there.
power. See, this is the power of Google. The moment you say, the next moment things get created. This is how we use. Okay, one more thing I would like to add here is that there is only 60 to 70 certificates that can be created in a single day with the link that I have generated. So if you